One of the most challenging parts for beginners selling on Etsy is creating the listing photos. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how to create professional looking listing photos for you to sell digital products on Etsy. Hey and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Lauren Keys, and on this channel, I share all things on selling Canva templates, selling digital products on Etsy, and just overall creating a successful digital product business. Now, I'm going to break this video down into parts. So I'm going to start with sharing with you how to create the thumbnail images. So that main Etsy listing photo, and in particular, I'm going to give you like mini tutorials on how to create the thumbnail for if you want to sell social media posts, stories, reel covers. We'll do that one first. Then I'll go through and show you how to create a listing photo mock-up for selling digital planners. And then I'll take you through and show you how to create a listing mock-up photo for selling printables. I'll then go through and show you what to include in your other Etsy listing images, such as product displays, instructions on how your product works, and what's included in your digital product. And make sure you watch until the end of the video, where I will share with you how to make copies of these listing photo mock-ups for you to use over and over again for all your digital products. So we will be designing these mock-up photos inside Canva. So you'll need a Canva account. So once you've logged in, just head up to create a new design. We are going to make a custom size, and that size is going to be 2667 by 2000 pixels, and we are going to create that new design. And this size aligns perfectly with the new requirements that Etsy has in place for your listing photo sizes. I'm going to show you how to do this so that the main important things don't get cropped off. So we're going to start off by creating some mock-up photos for social media templates, in particular for Instagram posts. So if you want to sell social media post templates, watch this part of the video. So what you're going to do is just head over to Elements, and the first thing we're going to do is scroll down to Grids, where it says Grids here. We're going to click on See All, and you are going to scroll all the way down until you find the sizing that will be perfect for your Instagram posts. Okay, so this one here looks pretty good. We'll go with this. Now it's going to automatically do that, but you can resize it and make it smaller. You can even change like whether you want it more horizontal. It's up to you. So that looks okay for the size of Instagram posts. Might just make it just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to keep most of the main things that I want to be seen in the Etsy search towards the center, because Etsy is now showing like they crop your thumbnail image to a square size. So if you have like text on the side here or some sort of image that you want seen on the sides here, it will get cropped off. So from moving forward now, I highly recommend that you keep most of your all the things that you want seen towards the middle here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is start inserting your the images of your social media posts. So we'll use some of mine for example. So once you've actually made your social media templates, you want to actually go and download all of them in PNG so that you can actually put them into this listing, so you can put it into the mock-up here. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to use some of my business coaching posts, for example. I've gone and downloaded all of them in PNG file, and then I've uploaded them into my Canva account. So you would click on upload files, and then you would upload all your posts PNG file so that we can do this. So all you do is you can just click on the image. It'll show up there, and you can just move it straight into the grid frame there, or you could actually like drag it in like that. Once you've inserted all your posts into the grid there, into those frames, it's time to start editing and adding in the text so buyers can know exactly what this product is. So let's change the background color of this. So to do that, you just highlight on the background there, and I think I just want to do it like a light gray color. Yeah, that will do. Now, I want to actually make these photos just look a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that grid. I'm going to go up here to where it says spacing, and then I'm going to actually slide that across to the right. So there's just a little bit more gap in between there. Now what I like to do, and this creates really professional looking Etsy listing images. So I like to use shadows in a lot of my designs. They just look better, and I'll show you what I mean. So if you just click on that one post there and you go up here to edit image and then, edit photo. And then you're going to go down here where it says shadows, and I like to use the drop shadow. And notice how that just looks so much more professional. It just looks nicer. So I'm going to go through and do that to all of these posts. Okay, I've added all the shadows to those post images now. So now I'm going to start adding in some text to explain what this is. So we are going to once again keep everything towards the center there. So we will start with elements. And then we're going to head down here to where it says shapes. We're going to click on that square, and I'm going to make that black. Okay, and then I'm going to create another one of these. So I'm just going to actually highlight this black square. I'm going to highlight it, click duplicate. I'm going to make this square white. And then I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller so I can create like a black border. Because this just makes the square look not so plain and boring, if that makes sense. Okay, that will do for now. We can do some more editing later. Let's add in some text of what these Instagram posts are. So add in text 100. And you will notice that I'm using separate text boxes. It just makes it easier for moving things around later on, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, once you've added in your text and you've chosen the fonts that you want, I'm going to show you how to actually make this look nicer as well. So you just highlight the text, and what I'm going to do is actually add some shadows to the text. This will also give it a more professional look. So to do that, you just highlight the text, head up here where it says effects, and then you go to shadow, and see how immediately it just added a little bit of a shadow to the background there, and it just looks so much more nicer. So I'm going to go through and do that to all the text. Okay, perfect. Now I just want to go and add in something that lets people know that they can edit it in Canva. So to do that, you just go to elements, and then you type in, I like to type in made in Canva, and then you go to graphics, and then you can use these ones here. They say made in Canva, and then I just like to have that in there. So that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do now is, I don't like how the white background there is so white. So I'm just going to click on the black box that we made before. And I'm going to just take the transparency down to about 90. Then I'm going to click on the white box, and I'm going to take the transparency down a little bit as well, maybe 90. And that is how you would create a thumbnail listing image if you wanted to sell, social media posts. This is a very basic tutorial. Like, I could go in and do a lot of advanced stuff, but because I know a lot of you guys are beginners, I'm just trying to keep things really basic. So that will do for now. Let's go on to create some mock-up photos if you wanted to sell like Instagram stories, like story templates, reel covers. the mock-up I'm about to show you, you'll be able to do that for all of those. Okay, so let's create the mock-up photos for selling story templates, reel covers. So we are going to go to create a design, custom size, and 2667 by 2000 pixels again. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to head down to, where are we? Elements. Going to head down to grids, and you're going to be looking for a grid which you can put your story images into that fits the story size. So keep in mind, you might have to spend a while looking through the grids, looking through the frames to find one that suits your digital product. Okay, this one here is perfect. So I'm just going to resize that. And let's just say you actually want to keep it like this and you just want to put your images in as is. Just be mindful that and it's okay if you don't mind, your product images being cut off. But yeah, you could just keep it like that and just take note that the edges like here and here will not be seen. So as long as you have like your main stuff that you want displayed towards the middle area, that's fine. But I am going to just move it more towards the center just because I just like that. And I like the size that these frames are when you make them a little bit smaller. Okay. Now, I'm just going to make the spacing a little bit further at 20, and I think I'll just change the background now to, yep, that'll be fine. Okay, so what you would do is, once again, you would go to your uploads. You've uploaded in your PNG images of your stories or your reel covers. You can use this mock-up for any of those, anything that fits this size. So I'm just going to go through and just use some of my stuff as an example. Hang on. Let's add in something else to just give it that more professional look. So let's go to elements and let's scroll down to frames. I want to add in a mobile phone. So you could type in up here mobile phone if you wanted to, but I know that it's quite popular, so it just sits at the top there. So we are going to have this here, and we're going to also put an image in there. Okay. Now let's go back and upload our images of our story templates or our reel covers. So I'm going to be using some of my wellness stories. I just got to scroll down and find them. Okay, I have found them. So once again, it's just as simple as just dropping them into the frames. Like, this is how easy it is. It keeps things looking really professional, and you can reuse these mock-ups for all of your products. And that's what I love about it. It just simplifies your creation process so much more. And I'm going to show you later on how you can actually make copies of these and continue using the same mock-up template over and over again. Okay, so I want to add some shadows to these images because they just look a little bit flat and boring. So once again, we just highlight the image, click on edit photo, head down to shadows, and I'm just going to add that drop shadow to each of these stories.
And guys, if you're getting value from this video, hit that like button and subscribe.
And I'm going to pick an image to put into this mobile phone frame here. Okay, perfect. So now let's start adding some text in. So we'll do exactly what we did with the post. So we're just going to head to elements, and we are going to go to shapes, and we're going to grab a square. And I want that square to be white. Move that over. And I'm going to make a duplicate of this and do another square And I want that to be like a grey colour. Yeah, that will do. Now I'm going to add in some text. Okay, I've got my text in there. I'm just going to go and edit the colours. So I want that to be like a grey colour. And now I'm going to go and grab that Made in Canva logo. And I could just leave it at that. Like that's pretty like basic there, and that would do. You can go make it prettier if you want, but that's how simple and easy it is to create these mock-up listing photos. So it's just a matter of using the grids. So searching through these grids here to find things. In particular, the grids work really well for selling social media templates like stories, reel covers, social media posts. I also really like the frames. So in here, this is really good, and you can actually like search for particular like shapes and sizes. So, you know, let's just say you're looking for, like a phone frame. You would just type that in, and then you'd get, these would show up, and then you could also use these in your listing images as well. So it's so simple and easy. It's literally like dragging and then dropping it in. So that would be your main image for your listing photo on Etsy, the thumbnail. Let's go on and create a thumbnail for digital planners. Okay, so this will be a lot more easier to do because we're not using so many social media images. So what you would do is we would once again head over to Elements, and we're going to scroll down to Frames, and I'm just going to look for like an iPad type looking frame to use for a digital planner. So that one there looks good. And I'm just going to make copies of this. Put that one there and another copy. I'm going to bring this one to the front. And I might just swing these ones around. To do that, you just highlight it and see down here where you got like these two little circular arrows. You can move things around like that. Okay. I'm going to highlight everything, and then I'm just going to make it smaller so it can just fit in the middle, so that this is definitely seen in the when it's in the Etsy search and nothing's going to get cropped off. Okay, let's add a heading. So we'd go to text, add a heading, and let's just say this is an ADHD digital planner for 2024. I want to make that font look a little bit nicer. Okay, that will do for now. We've got the foundation there. Let's just start making things look a little bit more pretty. So the background, I never like to keep things as a plain white background, even just like plain color. I just feel like it looks a little bit like boring. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to choose a color, which is like, I'm going to choose that color there. That will do for now. What I'm going to do now is add a shadow to the background in the form of an image. So what I mean by that is I'm just going to go to Elements. I'm going to type in shadow. And then I'm going to have a look at these images here. And I'm going to put in a shadow just to sort of like break it up from being so plain. So I'm going to choose that image there of a shadow. I'm going to hit more, replace background, and see how like that just looks so much better already. Now I don't want that image to be so strong, so I am going to just highlight that image by clicking on the background. I'm going to bring the transparency down to like about there. Yeah, that will do. That looks pretty good. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to add an effect to it. I'm going to add a shadow to it because I just really like shadows, if you haven't noticed. And I might make that a little bit lighter. Okay, so let's just say you are selling digital planners. What you want to do is download pages in the form of PNG images so that you can display them in these little mock-up frames of an iPad. So what you would do is upload them into your Canva account, and then this is what you would do. You would just simply click on them and then drag them into the frames. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going to leave it at that. You can go in and add in like other, graphics. You can add in some more text here to let them know how many pages is in the planner or who this planner is for. I've just left it really basic for the purpose of this tutorial, but that's how you would do something for like a digital planner, how to display and showcase what's included in your digital planner. Okay, let's do one more, and this one will be for a printable, like printables, or like, daily planners that people want to print out. We'll go through that one really, really quickly now. Okay, so there's two ways we can go about getting a picture of our printable onto this canvas here. So what we could do is, once again, we could go to elements, we can scroll down here to frames, and you could search for something that was just like, A4 size to put your product in. But what I find is you could be searching here a very, very long time. So I found a little trick, and you just type in iPad once you're in frames, and it will bring you up that size there that you could use. Okay. And so once you've found the sizing, the shape that you want to use for your printables, you would then add in your image. So a picture of your product. So I'm just going to use, what will I use? I'm just going to use this for example. And there you have it. And then if you want to make it look even nicer, we just click on that, edit photo, head down to shadows, and then we can do that. And then you can start playing around and editing the background, adding the text. So let's go and have a look at some more shadows. I just think they make things look so much more nicer. I'm going to send that to the back. Yep, that looks pretty good. And then, depending on how many pages are in this particular product, like maybe your printable product has a few pages, you would just go in and then do exactly what we did here. So you would just go in, go back to recently used. It will be sitting up here, whatever you've recently used, and do the exact same thing. Okay, let's add some text. Okay, that will do for the purpose of this tutorial. So you could obviously go in and add in some more details. You can add in stuff there of how many pages or who this is for. So let's start creating the other Etsy listing images. So I like to keep all the images that are going to get uploaded into Etsy. I like to keep them in one Canva design. So I'm just going to take you back to that original Etsy thumbnail image that we created. And then we're just going to click on add a page to start creating those other images. So I've already pre-made them. So I'll just get rid of that. And the next listing image that you want to have, it just simply displays and showcases more of your products. So once again, go through and have a look at the frames, go and have a look at grids that you can insert more of your product into to show your buyers what else they are purchasing. You want to have a bit of text there as well, just elaborating and explaining a little bit more about your product. Doesn't have to be like lengthy. If you are selling Canva templates, just mention that, these are fully editable in Canva. It can be as simple as that. Then you want to have another listing image that gives instructions. So it explains how does this product work. And then you want to list that out and be very clear with that. You can, have you can insert a photo here if you want. You don't have to. You can get rid of this frame and just have all text if you want. There's no rules here. I'm just showing you this purely for you, just so you can have some clarity and give you a guideline to work with. Then you want to have another image that explains to your buyers what's included. You want to list that out here. You can throw in some more images. If you've got bonuses, you can put in pictures of your bonuses there, or you can just add in more pictures of your product. And then once you have done that, you've edited it, you're happy with the way it looks, you head up to share, download, and you are going to download it in PNG, and then you are going to upload those images into Etsy. Now, what I'm going to show you now is really important, and it's super, super helpful, and it is how to make copies of these mockups so that you can continue to use them over and over again, and it really speeds up your creation process. So we're just going to go back to Canva Home, the home page, and we are going to find the listing images that we just did, that design, which is that one there. We're going to click on the 3 dots and we are going to click on make a copy. Okay, there's the copy there. So that is a copy of what we just made. So let's just say you have now created some wellness Instagram posts. All you would do is just delete out all these pictures and then insert your new posts. You would obviously change the text, and that's what you would do. And yeah, it's as simple as that. Like, you get to reuse these mock-ups over and over again, and you would just go through and change things up on all these images. What I recommend is to always rename them. So let's just say these are wellness posts now. So 100 wellness post listing pics. It's really pics, not pucks, pics. It's really important to name your designs, because the more you use Canva, it can get a little bit crazy with all your designs. So you always want to do that. And you always want to continue making copies of your work. So let's just say you're doing these wellness posts here. Once you've done that, your next lot of posts that you're going to create, or whatever it is you're creating, you want to make a copy of it and then do the exact same thing, so that you always have copies of your listing pics in case later down the track Etsy decides they want to change the size of the images. You have copies of them. All you need to do is just go in here and then you can simply resize them to the new requirements.
If you want to learn more about selling on Etsy, check out these videos here. And if you love this video, hit that like button and subscribe.